Hey, little MF. Did you have a question?
Oh, yeah. Hi. Sorry. Thank you so much. I was just curious. There's probably a lot of new people joining us, and I thought maybe if you guys could spend a couple minutes and just go over the process between switching from alpha into beta, whether there's any downtime, and then how long beta is probably going to be. How many players do you plan on possibly ramping up into getting people into beta, and then whether or not maybe there's downtime between beta and the main release?
Okay. I mean, alpha, we are actively adding players on a daily basis. Doglord will know a little bit more about that because he's actually directly in charge of it. I think we're close to, how many people do we have in the alpha now, Doglord?
I'll have to check that, but it's pretty much around like 700-800, I guess.
Yeah, we're closing in on what I was going to say is we're closing in on 1,000, but I wanted to give you the opportunity to correct me because you're more up to date on it.
There's over 2,050 applications now.
Okay. So we have about 2,000 applications for alpha, and we've approved about half of them, or a third of them. So alpha is basically a completely it's not connected to blockchain basically at all, apart from a very simple functionality of checking what NFTs you have in your wallet. That's what alpha is. It's more of a simple version of the game without blockchain integration to allow us to develop the game itself, rather than to develop the blockchain aspects of the game. The blockchain aspects of the game are being built in the background, and they'll begin to be integrated within the beta version of the game on testnet. So that's what beta will be. So beta will start off with being a more open version of the game with more blockchain integration that we're constantly adding more and more on a daily basis. Well, on a daily basis. But alpha will probably be restricted to about a couple thousand players, and it will go on until end of the year or end of January sort of time. Then beta will begin. Beta will begin on testnet, and it'll have a little bit of blockchain integration, and we'll probably push that number up to about 20 to 30,000 users maximum. That'll be whitelisted at that point. And once beta ends, most likely the earliest it would be is end of Q1, start of Q2. The latest hopefully should be end of Q2, but that'll be when we have the main launch of the game. It just depends on this all depends on how the beta testing goes and the alpha testing goes, right? If there are things that we need to fix, then it'll be delayed because we want to make sure we have a good product. It's not just about meeting deadlines here. It's about creating a high quality product. And I think everyone would agree that that's the best thing for the project. So as long as everything is smooth, it should be sometime within Q2 for the main launch of the game. That's the target anyway.
Okay. All right, cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for your question. Are there any more questions? I see no one is putting their hands up this week. Everyone's very quiet. Sir Swifty. Sir Swifty, he's probably playing the game right now, unless he's at work or something. I know during the AMAs, I'm not sure if he's
what is going on, everybody?
Able to play. Hey, Sir Swifty.
How we doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Hey, guys. Hope you feel better swiftly, if you will.
Swiftly, yeah.
Couple questions. A while ago, you had mentioned you were working a bit on the pets. So I was wondering if there was an update on that. And then, the Speedzodia looks awesome. I was hoping you could tell us a little bit about what that's going to look like as far as, like, the theme, because I'm super excited for that.
We have a lot of artwork for Speedzodia of the inspiration that we took from it, but there will be a lot of like long roads that you can run on and pick up a lot of speed. We're planning the theme of Speedzodia will be a little bit more 8-bit, so we kind of want the music to be like 8-bit, a little bit like the nostalgic sounds of like Sonic the Hedgehog, and these sort of 8-bit like Game Boy sort of Nintendo sounds. That's how the music will be. I don't know if you've I don't know if we already shared a demo of the music. Did we, Doppler? Did we already share I know we shared it within the workers group, but I don't know if we shared out the music.
No, we haven't. We'll release it once along with the game.
Yeah, so we've not. Okay, so that was a little bit of a spoiler there, but yeah, I think there will be a lot of speed, of course, within the Speedzodia itself, and that will be emphasized by the sort of 8-bit cartoony nature of the world. I think Speedzodia is going to be really fun because I actually kind of think that all of these aspects from 8-bit games, like speed boosts on the ground, like these arrows that you go over and you pick up extra speed. All these sort of things are really fun, and building them into a 3D world in like an 8-bit fashion along with the music, it's going to be a really fun sort of nostalgic world. I think Speedzogia is going to be really fun. And I think so far the Speedzogis have been some of the most popular Bezogis among all the players. Because of the sheer size of the world, right? The Speedzogis are extremely fast. So I think that people are going to really enjoy Speedzogia.
Yeah, between the Naruto run and what you're saying there with the little ground speed boosts, I wish you could see the smile on my face. The racing games are kind of always, or anything that incorporates like kind of racing has always been my favorite. So I'm super stoked for that. How about the pets?
Okay, pets. So we are in my dev that is handling the NFTs is actually working on that as we speak. All the renders are completely finished. We're just in the process of generating all the metadata and all of the images, because it takes a while for us to generate every single image for the NFTs, and then we'll upload them to a server, and we'll update the metadata of the pets. That will be this week. So pets will be updated this week.
That's awesome. That's awesome, because I think we're getting close to those being sold out, and I have that one to give away along with the Origin Black. We're about halfway, so I'm super excited to give all this stuff away.
I was gonna say, I think there's not very many left. Yeah, you're right. I think we're literally down to like the last 30 or 40 or something like that. Maybe I've not looked at the data on the pets in a few days, but I think we're close. We're very close.
Yep. So once those are gone, I got one I'm going to reveal and give away, or once they're in the game, maybe I'll even bump it up and do it early. But so the pets, so like you're talking Sonic, right? So are the pets going to give you a boost? I was thinking like, if they gave you maybe let's say whatever the stats of that NFT was, they gave you maybe like a 10 or 20% of what it actually was originally supposed to be to your current Bezogi, kind of like a Tails to the Sonic, or a Luigi, or let's say Toad to your Mario, or Yoshi to your Mario. Are they going to do anything like that?
So yes, they will give you a stat boost, but they'll also, in later versions, we will work in some form of way to control the pets, that they may have an attack that you can use as a secondary attack. Whether that's an attack or whether that's a spell or a special move based on the animal that you get, or the breed that animal is. There's a few things that we are looking into that we can include in future builds of the game. But in the beginning, yes, they will be definitely giving you a stat boost, and they may randomly like jump up to protect you sometimes, or attack alongside you. But at least in the beginning, that will be all automated and you won't have any control over it. But we do think that in the future, it will be nice to have some control over your pet. That you could, even if it's a spell that charges up, or if it's an attack that charges up and you get it once every 5 minutes or every few minutes, there will be something that they can do. But that'll be further down the line. That'll be next year, in Q1, Q2 sort of time. Probably alongside the main launch that we'll begin to integrate that, right? Because it's an additional feature rather than something that's a core feature of the game. And the first version of the game will be focused purely on core features to ensure that we can get it launched on time, right? So, but yes, all of these things are things that we have planned in future releases of the game for the pets, and there should be a lot of features.
That is awesome. I'm stoked. Keep working hard, guys. I love it. Thank you.
Thanks, Swifty. Now, Oscar, I see you came on. I'm not sure if you came on just in case there was some questions to answer, or if you actually had something you wanted to ask.
No, it's just in correlation. I'm sorry, guys, my voice is off. I'm pretty sick. this weekend. But just to correlate with what you stated, moving that, just because we're in the phase right now where a lot of the news and then the updates will take longer to develop, we are diligently working in the background. We should have some media output during the next few weeks. Obviously, because it's holiday season, it's a little bit slower in reference to the media. But we are working in the background, even with this crazy voice that I have right now. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of say that to everyone so that they know and they're aware that we will have some media outlets putting out some stories in regards to Bezoge over the next few weeks.
Oh yeah, there's been a lot of we've been doing interviews, we've been in touch with media, or media have been in touch with us. You know, there should be a lot coming out over the next few weeks. Definitely, yeah, I would agree with that. Not just there should hopefully there will also be some crypto media talking about us as well, where we've been in touch with quite a few. So that is always going on behind the scenes. That is always something that, of course, we can't talk about until it's released. It would spoil the impact of it, and also, you know, we can't release news before the media outlet does themselves. So it, much like exchange listings, media is exactly the same. We can only talk about it once it happens. But yes, as Oscar said, we are actively working on media every day, and Oscar is sort of at the forefront of that. So Layla, I think that's you, Layla. Le Tian, I think that's you.
Le Tian 是我. Yes, it's me. Hello,
Le Tian
everyone.
ba ba ba.
对，爸爸是很好的一个。
Okay.
I just wanted to share. I am in a sharing mood. I was wondering whether I can play the Speedzodia music and share it to get everybody pumped.
I think you could give everyone a little bit of a teaser. I'll let you give a 5-second teaser, maybe.
Okay, 5-second teaser. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, finished. That's all. That was the teaser of the day.
Okay, thank you for that.
Enjoy,
Layla.
everyone.
I hope that gives everyone a little bit of a teaser as to what we mean by the 8-bit music of the Speedzodia. I think
That
it's
is so nostalgic.
For me, it's unbelievably nostalgic. Yeah, like that reminds me of my childhood. That's what games were like when. That's what games were like when I was growing up. That was the music that was played on them all. So for me, it's amazing. It's going to be really fun running around in a. I'm interested to see how the team will put together the 3D world along with the 8-bit music. It's going to be an interesting challenge, but I think from what I've seen so far of Speedzodia, they're doing a great job on it. Right, are there any more questions? There was a few people that had put their hand up to speak, and I think it may be timed out. So if you have a question, please stick your hand back up. There we go, Aaron. By the way, Oscar, big thanks for coming on. I know you're not exactly in a very fit state to be talking on an AMA, but so I do appreciate you making the appearance.
All good, guys.
Hey, Aaron.
How you doing? You okay? Sorry to hear you guys are all under the weather. I hope you all feel better soon. Yeah, that's the first thing.
We're getting there.
Good. It's just a question that came up in the community earlier. I think I know the answer, but it's just it's been noted that Bilaxi, is that what it's called, have started listing Bezoge, but I'm guessing that's another one that's done it off its own back, as they're not a major exchange. Just so we can answer the question.
Which exchange is that? Did you say, sorry?
Is it Bilaxi? Is that how it's pronounced? I've never even heard of them. I can't even pronounce them. They're
How do you spell it? I mean, because I honestly don't know. We've not actively listed on any exchange.
That answers the question, I think. So it's Bilaxy. I think they're ranked something like at the bottom of trusted exchanges. So if anyone sees it, don't buy.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so if we have been listed there, yeah, I'll make a statement about that. We didn't actively do that. We did not provide liquidity. We didn't get in touch with Bilaxi in any way, shape, or form. But if they have listed us, then yeah, great. I'm not going to go and say whether I recommend or do not recommend that exchange. I don't know who they are, so we need to do some research. But if people keep up to date in the community, if anyone has their feedback on buying or selling from there, then please give the feedback within one of the communities. But we're not going to go out there and recommend this exchange. If you've been listed there, then great. But it's not something that we did.
No, great stuff. I mean, I looked on some websites. They've got some pretty terrible reviews, to be fair. So I didn't think it was one you guys would go with.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
No,
I'm
great
not
stuff.
going to say anything bad about them because I don't know who they are.
No.
But yeah, that wasn't us. Yeah.
No, great stuff. Thank you.
Thanks, Aaron. Okay, Julper75.
Hey, how are y'all?
We're getting there.
Can you hear me?
We're getting there. Recovering.
Hey, my question revolves around, I don't know exactly how it's going to work. If you can expand on obviously you're focused on getting the non-crypto people in the world into the game and providing no barrier of entry. How is the wallet going to work? Are y'all going to create y'all's own wallet when people sign in, or what's the whole aspect surrounded around how that's going to work, them holding their NFTs and holding their blocks and everything?
Yeah, without giving out too much, you will create a wallet. It'll be done within the game itself. It'll be very simple basically in one click, and then you'll save because it's a low risk wallet. It shouldn't have any high value assets in there. It will just save the private key into iCloud or into your Google keychain. And basically, what we'll then have is in between the game and the actual wallets that do have high value assets, the people that are actually holding NFTs in wallets, the wallet that you create for the game will act as a proxy, and you'll be able to give access to that. You'll be able to give the wallet that you're using to log into the game access to assets that are in another wallet through an escrow, sort of like an escrow or proof of ownership contract that acts as a layer in between. So you'll go in with for people that do actually own NFTs, they'll be able to go in and give access to a proxy wallet, access to their NFTs, so that they can log into the game using a low risk wallet, right? They can log into the game using a wallet that has absolutely no assets in it, but still use the NFTs that are in their main wallet. We do that as a reason because we want to reduce any risk of people logging into the game using a high risk wallet, right? Because if someone has hundreds of thousands of dollars in their wallet, worth of assets in their wallet, we don't want them necessarily logging into our game, right? Because there's risk involved with that sort of thing. So that's something that we're doing, but at the same time, that's how we will implement the rentals. Because you'll be able to get access to NFTs that are not in your wallet through that smart contract middle layer. The other thing that it allows us to do is to create sort of like an escrow system where you will own the tokens that you earn within the game, but you'll be able to spend them within the game, but there'll be able to be a time limit on when you're actually able to access those assets. So to stop cheating, if we find someone's been cheating, we're able to then take back the assets that were achieved and gained through cheating. And it also allows us to do a gasless layer in between. So because your assets will be stored as in a map or within a database within a smart contract rather than actually being in your wallet, we're able to spend the assets on your behalf if you sign the transaction to allow us to. And that allows you to then sign transactions as a user rather than having to actually process the transaction as user. And it means that we can pay the gas on your behalf. So that's something that we're also doing. So because of that central layer in there in the smart contract, we can spend tokens and make actions on chain on behalf of users, and we can pay the gas for them. So that's sort of how the gasless situation would work for a non-crypto person. Does that make sense? Sorry, I went a bit techie and geeky there and probably gave a little bit too much away, but that's sort of how it works.
That answered everything I was looking to hear. I'll just say super excited. Appreciate everything y'all are doing, and I'm ready to see those pets.
Oh, the pets should be hopefully in the next few days. Definitely by the end of the week. The earliest
Awesome.
they'll be is tomorrow, and the latest they'll be is end of the week.
Sweet. Thank you.
Thanks, Chopper. Right, let me get on to Preet. Oh, sorry, Dustin. Dustin, I've already added you as a speaker.
Hey, what's going on? Thanks for having me. Maybe this was answered already, but I guess my question is there a plan for another exchange listing before or on the 27th?
Is there any specific thing related to the 27th, just so I know?
27th is when that Dubai soccer
the
awards.
the Dubai soccer event. Okay. There may or may not be. We are in discussions with quite a few big exchanges, medium-sized and big exchanges that we believe will bring a lot of value to the project. And hopefully we'll be able to get an exchange listing before that date, but I don't want to give any guarantees.
Beautiful.
Any other questions, Dustin?
No, that was it. I just like seeing all the updates and think you guys are doing an awesome job, and I'm here to continue doing these blitzes.
Yeah, the community has been really good with all these blitzes that have been going on. It's been great to see. So I appreciate your support of the project, Dustin.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Dustin. Hey, Preet.
Do like the linking with the blockchain and wallet. Doesn't it just make sense that if you guys pull up or you have some sort of link with, let's say, Trust Wallet, because you can check the ownership from there rather than I feel like you guys are kind of reinventing the wheel by doing this whole escrow thing. I could be mistaken.
Well, the reason we are doing that is you will be able to play directly from a wallet. That is completely acceptable. But we're also adding this extra layer in for people that don't want to log in with their main wallet. So it's optional. It's not required. It's an optional thing, because we have a lot of feedback from people that they have wallets that now have a lot of Bezoge in them, right? Maybe they have a few $100,000 of Bezoge, and they feel a little bit uncomfortable logging into a game with their main wallet because there's been hacks and things on other community members from malicious websites and things like that. So they think a lot of people are now very cautious of using their main wallet to log into anything. So what we wanted to do was just create an option for those people, because we're already building this system with the rental of the NFTs. You're already going to have to be able to access NFTs that are owned by other people. We figured we could build in this proxy layer that you can create a proxy wallet that will basically be your gaming wallet, and it can be given full access to all the assets that are within your main wallet.
Got it. That answers my question really well. I have another question. So I kind of missed the boat on the NFTs. Like, although like I was really early on Bezoge, long on Bezoge. However, I missed the boat on the NFTs. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the first set of NFTs were like, there are 4,000 of them, if I'm not mistaken.
4,096, yeah.
Yes. So what happens? Doesn't that just limit the number of users to 4,000? Shouldn't there be? I'm guessing another generation of NFTs which should come up, or am I?
There won't be another generation of NFTs that are sold by us, but there will be other generations of NFTs that are sold by the community. So we have within the Bezoges will be breedable to us. I say the word breeding, but we call it summoning within the game, because we have baby Bezoges. We don't want baby Bezoges breeding. We didn't want to cause any offense. So it's called summoning. You use magic to summon more Bezoges using 2. But you basically you can take 2 of your Bezoge NFTs and you can summon a third one, like breeding. So the supply of Bezoges will constantly be increasing. And that's one of the
Understood.
utilities that Bezoge has, because there will be a block cost. The block is the in-game asset, and then we have Bezoge, which will also be a cost in summoning. So Bezoge will be burnt every time you summon.
Understood. Okay, so that makes it deflationary. Understood. Great. That answers all my questions.
Okay, thanks, Preet.
Thank you.
Right, Nicola.
Hi, everyone. I have a quick question regarding the game developers. As you said, you're bringing someone, to implement the quest. Sorry. So my question is, the game developers, are they handpicked by you, let's say, or you have a studio behind the game?
It's our own team. It's our own team, and we also have externally sourced developers that are working on it alongside us as well. Yeah.
Okay,
but we have a team of at the moment a team of around over 10 people working solely on the game itself. We also have a lot of 3D modelers. We have 2D artists that are drawing out the worlds. There's a lot of people involved. There's people doing music. There's people doing a lot of things all around the world. Then we have a separate team that are working on a full cinematic trailer at the same time as well. That's outsourced, but this is all people that are working on the content for the game right now.
Okay, understood. All right. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Let me get Jared, and then RTG. RTG, if you let Jared go first, because I know he's been waiting for a little while. Hey, Jared.
Hey, I just had a quick question, and before you answer it, the answer, answer it without compromising anything, right? But obviously, a lot in the crypto community has been hacked. So not even just the game, but just like in general, are you guys approaching any additional security, or what are the ways that you guys are trying to, protect the, your name?
Yeah, I mean, I think in terms of the way we're developing the game, that's one of the reasons that we're creating that sort of proxy system, that we allow you to log into the game using a low security wallet, right, that doesn't have access to all your assets. All that wallet is able to do is use your assets in the game. It can't sell them, it can't transfer them, it can't do anything, right? That's why we're building that proxy system into the game. One of the things that we will do with that proxy system is we'll allow the main wallet to give access to a certain amount of funds. Like you could move your funds from your main wallet into the sort of the escrow, as it would be seen, smart contract, and give access to the proxy wallet to spend those funds. So it allows you may have $100,000 worth of Bezoge, but you could move, 1% of that in and say, my proxy wallet has access to spend this in game. And then you're still able to have the full game experience, but while using a proxy wallet. And that's how we're approaching security within the game, because we think that's extremely important. If you're able to come into the game and just spend assets within the game and sell NFTs and all these sort of things, we think that there's a way that you could do that and then have to sign the transaction with your main wallet. So if it comes to transferring assets out of the game, we'll always require the main wallet to sign a transaction. So that's one way that we're sort of improving security of the game, by basically not forcing anyone to use their wallet that has all of the assets in there to play, but still giving them access in a way to all of the assets that are in that wallet, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. And then just lastly, just a comment. I've been part of a lot of AMAs for other groups, all across the crypto community. You guys are always professional, and appreciate everything you guys are doing.
Thanks, Jared. I know, Jared, you're on here almost every week. You ask a lot of questions, and usually good questions. Right, RTG.
Hello, hello. First of all,
Yeah,
thank you for everything you guys are doing. Everything is looking awesome. It's great playing in that alpha, and just for instance, the grass yesterday, it looks so much more realistic. Just subtle changes in textures and things that y'all are doing. It looks really wonderful. I know we've talked about other mini games within the game to keep things interesting. I was with some friends the other night, Jacob and Jimmy, and they came up with an idea. I shared it yesterday in one of the streams on Telegram here with BH, and he went and put something in there. So this was an idea for a mini game. It would sort of be a 10th area within the game if you guys are open to it. But this was the idea. Imagine if whenever you're in the game, you're playing in the neutral zone there where the rocket is at, right? When the rocket takes off, you have the ability that if you run under that rocket, like you do when the rocket actually takes off, that it would teleport you, or you would be on the rocket on a trip to the actual moon. And then there would be Bazambo races that would take place on the moon. And, you know, it could be like you have a racetrack there. It could be Bazaskar, the Bazaskar Arena, where you're going to race your Bazambos on the actual moon as another thing that could happen within the game. So I wanted to ask if you guys were open to that.
If we're open to that, that's a very wide statement, RTG. But if we are open to that, yes, we are open to anything. I think, as you know, whether we will implement that or not is a different story. But when it comes to, it's a cool idea. It may be a reasonably complex thing to implement, but we are certainly, when it comes to PvP, we definitely will be building some form of racing. Just FYI. That's as much as I can say.
Awesome. I appreciate that you guys are always open and
it may
open to
also
the
be
feedback.
something to do with the Speedzogia world. Just FYI. But that's all I can say.
For those of you that are new or don't have a background in development, I would just like to share a little testimony. My brother has not really been involved in crypto. He's just seen how you guys have been developing the game. With him having a development background, his comment was, man, they must be working with a lot of developers to be putting out the quality of what they're putting out and the speed with which they're putting it out. They've got to have a big team, or they've been building in the past or something, so they have a lot of experience in this area. And then he ended up joining with a pretty substantial amount just based on over a couple of weeks seeing what you guys have done. So thank you so much for all the hard work.
Just to give a quick comment on that, RTG, it's a bit of both. The team is expanding quite rapidly, and it's also a very experienced team that we've brought on board. Not just our own internal team, but also, you know, the people that we've hired since we're beginning the project are extremely experienced in building exactly this type of game, right? In building MMOs and online multiplayer games and open world games. They also have a significant amount of experience in VR games. We made sure to bring on staff and members of the team that have a lot of experience in VR, because that is something that we see will definitely be of value in the future. Not saying that the first launch of the game is going to be VR or anything like that, but we definitely see value in there being VR aspects to the game in the future. So we do have that capability on the team, and we have some people on the team that have actually released VR games with over 100,000 players that have generated millions of dollars of revenue in VR gaming. So the team that we have on board are incredible, and they continue to blow me away every day. And I think Lord would say exactly the same. Like, we're shocked when we come into the office and see what they've created in such a short period of time. And I think it's down to the experience that they have and the database of code and everything that they have, that not everything is being built from scratch. We're using, you know, tried and tested code that has been used on other projects, and that's one of the advantages that we have as a project, that we're not just building everything we do from scratch, right? It's an experienced team that have a database of code that we're able to build things a lot faster than I think other projects can, because a lot of the projects are starting from scratch, and we're not. That's something I wanted to make quite clear.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I think that's beneficial for everyone out here to hear. A lot of times they say the proof is in the pudding, and you guys are making some sweet tasting pudding. It's awesome.
Thank you. Right, let me get on Charlie, and then I'll get Mike on after Charlie. Hey, Charlie.
Hi, good evening. Can you hear me?
You can, yes.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, I'm actually driving my car, so I just pulled over on the side to quickly make a little bit of a comment. First and foremost, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity to speak out. It's my first time ever, so I'm excited. I am based here in Dubai, and I have been one of the early guys who joined, who invested in this so far. And just a quick one. I think I've asked this question, on previously, but I didn't really get a clear answer to it. First and foremost, I think I have two questions this time. The first one is there any possibility to have the size of these Bezogis be a little bigger, maybe over time as they gain points, as they grow? Is there any possibility to have that maybe, if they have a certain number of years or a certain number of points,
Okay.
grow bigger and taller? I just feel like the environment is so big and the Bezogis are just really tiny, and you kind of have to still be able to see them a little bit more. So it's just a little bit of a comment from my end. That's the first one.
Okay.
And the second.
Let me.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Charlie, can I cut you off a little bit because it's very hard to understand what you're saying. I think it's hard to hear you in the car. So I'm going to cut you off to just the one question. But I did manage to. I had to put my ear right up to the speaker, but I think I got your first question. Sorry about that.
No problem.
But with regards to the size, yes, there's potential that we could develop something like that into the game. The ability for the size of the Bezogis to change. We could consider that. It's not something that we've looked into yet. But there may be some opportunities to do that. We're not closed to that idea. I think that would be interesting. It would certainly be interesting to have different sized Bezogis running around. So yeah, whether we'll do that by actually changing the size of the Bezogis themselves or by having mountable characters within the game, that is still to be decided. But I think it's more likely to go along the mountable route, where we allow you to mount a larger creature within the game rather than actually changing the size of the Bezogis themselves. We may have there may be some like robot suit that you could get into, sort of like on the Matrix. I don't know if you know, like the Matrix, where they get into these like robot machines where they fight off the enemy at the end of, I can't remember what the enemies are called in the Matrix, but I think you know what I mean, the machines, right? They're fighting off the machines, and they're in these huge like droids, right? Basically, that we could have something along this sort of line, like magical droids. You know what I mean? Like something like that is an idea. That's just something I'm spitballing off the top of my head here, but I think that's more the route that we would go down rather than changing the size of the character itself. It would be like creating mountable items within the game that could be bought as NFTs or are in certain zones of the game that you can borrow and use. I think that's more likely than actually changing the size.
Okay.
Does that answer the question?
Yes, that will be exciting for sure.
Okay.
All right,
Thanks,
thank
Charlie. I'm going to move on to the next question because it's very hard to hear what you're saying. I do apologize.
Sure. No problem. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, Mike.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Good. So I've noticed a couple things that kind of made me laugh. I just wanted to share with you. Other projects, they're using the word legends of such and such.
Yeah, I know.
And I thought it was pretty funny. And I just wanted to bring a light onto that within the community.
We've actually noticed quite a few projects.
Yes. So
we're not going to talk about it too much, but since day one, of launching Bezoge and Bezogia, everything actually. We have consistently, I think, because we're actually innovating on quite a lot of things. We've had people copying what we're doing.
You guys
We've
set
had
up the
people copying us
blueprint.
from day one.
Because Bezoge set up the blueprint, and now other projects are kind of implementing the same ideas and even using the same verbiage, which I thought it was really, really funny. So I just wanted to.
Oh no, I know the
to-
exact project that you're talking about.
Yeah, and I just thought it was funny. I just wanted to bring that up and see how you feel about it.
It's an absolute joke, and they're at least a year behind us, so whatever.
For me, I find it, I see it as a compliment. I always have this this view on fake and anything. Like, you know, I think there's quite a lot of the CEOs of these luxury brands. They say the same thing. They say it's a compliment when someone makes a rip off of your product, because it means you have a product that is in demand.
That's
and
exactly
as
how
long
I
as
felt
you're
about it.
exactly, so if people are copying us, I see it as great. That's a compliment. That means we're the first movers in the market, and we have created something that is worth copying.
Exactly how I felt about it.
Yeah,
I'm glad you
exactly.
feel the same way. I thought it was pretty funny. But yeah, I'll let you carry on.
Yeah, I think we'll always have precedence that everything that we've created a long time ago, if you look back and look at all of our content from even like 5 months back, I think we were already talking about rentable NFTs and rentable Bezogis and things like 4 or 5 months ago. There's
You guys
people
were
that are
talking
copying.
about it before it was the new wave, before it was the new cool thing, right? You guys had that in mind and creating a play to earn and stuff like that before it was before the hype came coming up, like NFTs and all the other things you guys were doing 5 months ago. Now it's coming onto light with different projects, but when you watch them,
I would actually argue that the rental model that we created, the rent to earn model, I think we actually created it. I think this has become a thing now, and I think we actually were the first. As far as I'm aware, we were the first movers on that. I think we created that.
I agree.
We've not launched it yet, but the concept, we definitely. I'm 99% sure that we created that.
I 100% agree. I wonder if there's a way for you guys to patent that.
I wouldn't want to. I think the way that I like to work is sort of along the same lines of, you know, how Elon does it at Tesla. They open up all their patents and let other people use it because it's better for the community and for the ecosystem as a whole if these things are more open sourced. And I think that's how one of the great things about blockchain is that everything is transparent and open source. And I think it's better that if other games are able to implement that and it helps the play to earn gaming and crypto as a whole, then I think it's a positive thing. So I wouldn't want to patent anything like that. I'm not really for patents. I'm kind of against patents.
Yeah,
I'm not that kind of guy.
Good. You're a good man. Heck yeah. Well, that's all I wanted to say, and nice talking to you.
Thanks, Mike. Right, let me get on to Chris. Zach, I'm going to allow you to come on as a speaker. I see you waiting there.
Go. Can you hear me?
I can, Chris.
All right.
Hey.
Hey, so I know I only have 2 questions because we have a lot of newcomers, and you know I'm always answering questions or helping. So one you might not be able to answer again, but the one, can you tell us what, like, when people ask about market cap and stuff like that, and I wanted to know what your goal market cap maybe is? Like, can you say that or no? Or do you not want to?
I don't particularly want to, but what I can say is we see ourselves fitting into multiple categories at the moment. I think we fit into the meme coin category to a certain extent, that we're building a game that is built upon memes.
Mm-hmm.
And the project itself did begin as a meme coin. So we definitely fit into the meme coin industry, into the meme coin category to a certain extent. And if you look at that category, the biggest you've got is SHIB, right? And SHIB reached at the peak 100 billion fully liquidated, I think, was their market cap. So that's a goal that you can look at as a realistic. I say realistic. It's very hard, but it's been achieved as a meme coin. And then we're also in the NFT play to earn gaming industry and metaverse industry category. And if you look at Axie Infinity is probably the top in that category. And they're currently, I know the peak, they were at about 50 billion fully liquidated. So the way I see it is we sort of fit into both of those categories, and so we have the potential to reach at a push. Like if we really make this work, those are the market caps that we could target at. So somewhere between 50 to 100 billion. But that is by no means me saying
Right. Yeah.
we're definitely going to do that.
Right.
And it's not a target that we have in our head. We don't target market cap. We target the people coming into the game, and we'll be targeting trading volume of NFTs and revenue generated to the project through that and engagement in the games. And we'll be looking at retention of players in the game, whether the game is profitable or not. That's what we'll be looking at as a project over market cap.
Gotcha.
But I know that market cap is, of course, important for every single person that's on this call, including myself, because we have a lot of holdings in Bezoge itself. But we can't really comment on what we think the market cap will be.
Okay, well, that's
at
good.
least that's a target that is those two targets that I just gave you are targets that we believe are achievable and that we could potentially exceed. I mean, we want to be the number one meme coin, and we also want to be the number one gaming metaverse token, right? So if we can do either of those goals, we'll be very happy.
Okay, and then my next question is, when the game is out, where are you more promoting, like, since it's worldwide, crypto's worldwide, where are you moving your marketing more, like, the US, or you're going to Asia, where's more of the marketing going to be to promote this game?
Okay, so when it comes to the marketing of the game, there's two sides of it. There's maybe even more than two sides of it, but the two key parts of the marketing will be, one will be the player base, that will be people that are playing to earn, right? Because that is the going to be the core player base, and that'll be people in developing countries like India, Pakistan, Southeast Asia, South America, in countries where they can actually earn enough money playing the game to live, right, and to survive. Then you have the other side, which is the avid gamers and the crypto people, and that's the people that will be bringing value into the ecosystem, because with just people earning, that's not enough to make the game successful. Because there has to be money flowing into the ecosystem from players and from people in the crypto industry as well, in order to create the value for the people to earn, right? So I think that there's two sides of it, and when it comes to that, we'll be focusing a lot on the US, and a lot on developed countries in Europe to bring in the money, right? To bring in the actual value into the ecosystem. Because the main way we see people doing that is by buying NFTs. We think that players buying NFTs to speed up and sort of pay to play, that is where the money will come into the ecosystem. And then in developing countries, India, Pakistan, Southeast Asia, South America, that's where the majority of the player base will be, but they'll be playing to earn. They won't be paying to play.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And it's a balancing act. It's a balancing act.
I just let you guys know, I just can't wait till 2022. My Bezogis are just chilling in my wallet, waiting to be rented out. So I'm in it for the long haul. So like I said, keep up the good work, and I love these AMAs, and hopefully we'll see each other in Vegas.
Thanks, Chris. I hope so too. Are you still doing the catering?
Oh yeah. Well, I gotta always, man. That's always. I have a huge trailer smoker, so I got every equipment you can imagine. Yeah, I got a dinner this Friday night. So, and then I have 2 weeks off for Christmas and the holidays. So I can't wait.
Amazing.
Thank you again, guys.
Have a good holiday.
All right, see.
Right. It seems there are not very many more questions. If there's no more questions, we can end it there. Is there anything you had to say, Oscar or Zach? I know Zach is on here. He's been very quiet for once.
Hey guys, I just landed in Dubai, literally at the baggage claim. I just want to say, man, very impactful what's going on. Oscar, the boys, Tommy, and the Shiba Bros doing a great job. And I can see that there's slow ripple effects now spreading across the community, which is good because the most important thing is to get organic marketing from, marketing that we put efforts into. And I can see that happening. So wanted just to thank everyone on the team and the whole community. And a request humbly that, let's just try to like, comment, share, kind of pass the word and forward it. It takes a few seconds, but it makes a big difference coming from everyone. Yeah. Thank you guys.
Yeah, I think Zach makes a good point on that there's a lot of what we've done up to now. Yes, there's been some PR push and there has been a lot of marketing that we've been working on. But I think we've not really gone all out on marketing yet. And a lot of this growth that we have seen has been mostly organic. It's from people within the community bringing value to the project. Whether that's by spending money on marketing or that's by just spreading the word among their friends and their connections. This has all been, Oscar is also just a member of the community, right? That has got heavily involved more than some other members in the community and has actually put a lot of his time and money into the project. But there's every single person that is in the community has been contributing significantly, and we've got here because of the community. I would just want to make that very clear. The success of this project hasn't just been because of me and Doglord and the Zach and the main team. It has been a community initiative, and I want to say thank you to everyone that's here, and hopefully we can continue that. So I think everyone would agree with that. I think Oscar, Zach, everyone would agree that this has just been organic and community growth, rather than us spending millions of dollars on marketing and influencers to get to the stage that we're at, which is incredible because we grew to, I think at the peak, $1.6 billion fully diluted market cap, all on community and organic growth.
I absolutely agree. Where meme coins, other meme coins are just burning through their budgets just to get show and users. I like how we're so balanced as a community with product development as well as organic marketing. I agree 100%.
Okay, Azolis, did you have a question? Azolis7. Well, let me get Azolis7 and I'll get TJ.
Yes,
TJ Rari, and then we'll end the AMA there because it's getting quite late on our side.
All right. So check this out. I was just wondering because I've been watching the YouTubers, stuff like that. I haven't played a game yet, but this game's kind of similar to something that I played a while back. It's kind of cool, but you'd be badass, be crazier. We all talk about like Bezoge army, stuff like that. We should create an army, like how the pet. We should combine our pet. If everybody play in the map, and then probably 8 people, 8 pet combined together. You could create something cool, like say a chopper or something, or a Humvee or a car, because the map's kind of big, And then it's kind of cool if you could do that when it comes to pets. So it's more people gonna be interesting on pet, I think maybe I don't know.
Well, if you have any ideas like that, the best place to put them is in the. I don't know if you're an alpha tester or not.
Not yet. I haven't. Is it too late or?
No, if you apply if you go to bezogia.com and there's a pop-up that'll come up and it'll ask you to be an alpha tester. Feel free to go on there and sign up, and we're actively every day adding people to the alpha testing. So yeah, you can definitely go on. But please, if you do have ideas like this, please, I think in the Discord,
cool if you do that. Yep.
Yeah, even if in the Discord though, even if you're not an alpha tester, I think everyone has the ability to create tickets, support tickets.
Oh, cool.
If you create a support ticket and just give the feedback of the ideas you have for the game, the game team is the game team is actively looking at that on a daily basis, and they'll get back to you and they'll decide if that's something worth implementing. So that's the best way to give that feedback.
True. Because think about it. If everybody start playing that game, and then everybody got pet, and everybody's gonna be walking around that map. It's pretty big, and people are gonna be boring to run around and walk around. So now, if you got friends and family trying to play, and everybody got to meet up to this one building, whatever, and then there's a spot there you could put your pets in one spot, and then you could create some type of maybe like a monster or something. It could be your ally. It could be something that help the group to get up to the mountain or fight the dragon or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
Kinda
like
cool.
what you mean
I
is
forgot
sort
what
of
game is that.
combining
Yeah.
multiple
Combining,
players,
yes.
combining their pets together to become a
Yes.
massive
To make it
thing,
more
right?
interesting.
It's a cool
That'd
idea.
be cool. What if you got a chopper or something or extra dragon?
Yeah, please.
Everybody hop on a dragon and then boom.
Yeah, please.
Kill.
Please write that in the. Please write that in the tickets. If you can go on Discord and make a ticket, that would be great because it's a
All right,
cool
cool.
idea.
Thank you, man. Perfect, man. Thanks a lot, man. All right.
Thanks. So Paolo, I see Paolo has come on. Paolo, did you have something you wanted to say?
Yeah, yes. So hi everyone, I'm Paolo, part of the social media team. So feeling a little under the weather as well, so kindly excuse my voice. I'll just keep it short. So you might be asking,
Paolo, I
what
think you have a bad
is
connection.
hello?
I don't
Can
know
you
if
hear
it's
me?
me or.
Hello? Is this better? Hello, Jeff? Hello?
Oh, it was my connection. Sorry, it was my connection that dropped.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Sorry, continue. Yeah, I can hear you.
So you guys might be asking what was the cryptic tweet all about with the emoji. So for a way to give back to the community with all your support with the project and to spread the word out, I'm excited to announce that we'll be having a series of giveaways this month. So the first one will go out after this AMA. So make sure to check our Facebook account at official Bezoge. So we will drop it there first and then put it on our other social media platforms after an hour. So make sure to follow and like our Facebook page. And then there will be different ways to be able to enter the giveaway so you guys would have more options to join. And just to keep you guys a little excited for the coming giveaways, our prizes will go bigger from one giveaway to another. So make sure to check our social media platforms. So yeah, that's
I
it.
think we're giving away a lot of merch.
Yeah, we are.
Some hoodies. I know that we just made a big order of hoodies.
Mhm.
There's a lot of merch. A lot of people have really like our caps. I think that I mean I love the caps. I don't even wear caps, and I think the Bezoge cap is one of the coolest things ever. It makes a very bold statement when you're wearing a $sign Bezoge cap. So I know there's a lot of really cool merch that we've put together that we'll be giving away. So that's going to be really interesting. Thanks for dropping that in, Paolo.
Thank you, Jeff.
Okay, let me get TJ as the last question. And I think Paolo said that'll be dropped right after the AMA. Is that right, Paolo?
Yes, correct. That's correct.
Okay, awesome.
Hey, what's going on? So,
hey, TJ.
My question was really, I don't know if you've covered this topic yet, but it was really on land on Bezoge. I was wondering if land would be available for sale, meaning that, you could have plots of land that people could invest in for the metaverse. I know that this would increase the price of Bezoge dramatically, as well as bring in the real estate side and the passive income side to the Bezoge metaverse.
Yes. So land has always been a plan for us. Land is definitely a thing that we will be doing and selling in the future. It will most likely be once the game is launched already. That's always been on the roadmap. That's definitely something we're doing. And we have an idea in our head of how it's going to work, but definitely land will be for sale. We'll also give people the ability to have their own private land within the game. It's most likely Q1, Q2 next year. This will be a bit more private. It's sort of in a way like Animal Crossing. I don't know if you know about Animal Crossing, but to a certain extent, like a little private land that you can invite your friends into.
Awesome.
That'll be the sort of private land that you can own. But the way that we want to structure the owning of land for the actual game is that you'll be able to buy plots of land. It doesn't mean you'll necessarily be able to do anything with that land. You may be able to improve it by like putting totems or items onto the land that would maybe be invisible within the game, but you're able to give sort of attribute boosts to people that are using your land to encourage them to make kills on your land itself. And the idea behind that is you would get a portion of all the kills that happened on your land, of the blocks. That's what we want to do with land.
Okay.
So rather than having fully customizable land in full metaverse style, that's how we want to do our land within the actual game itself. That you get a portion of the profit of all the kills on your land and all the blocks collected there. But also we'll have a more personalizable, more customizable private land in a sort of Animal Crossing style that will be used for a lot of the onboarding of the game. So the idea is that you'll come in, you'll do your onboarding process in this private land that is your home, that you own within the game, and you can invite your friends in there as well. But you do the onboarding in a sort of offline place to begin with. That's in your land, in your home, and you'll be able to store all of your items, your NFTs, and everything there in your own home within the game. It'll sort of act as like a lobby or like a loading place for within the game, right? That you'll be able to see all your NFTs, you'll be able to put items in there. We may have mini games. I know we did a tease of like an air hockey. There may be the option to like buy an air hockey table and put it in your land and these sort of things, right? That's opportunity things that we could have. We could have swimming pools. We could have, there's loads of things that we could have that you could buy in NFT form and put in, or mint in NFT form, and put into your home. And I think that's going to be a really cool, actually, a cool aspect of the game, because it allows people to, that sort of adds to the metaverse side of our game, right? Because the open world, if we allow people to create too much in there, then it probably takes away from the style of the game that we're playing. Yeah. But we can add to the metaverse aspect by allowing people to have full creativity within their own home, within their own homeland in Bezogia, right? And sort of like in an Animal Crossing fashion. And I think that's the best way that we can build metaverse style gaming into Bezogia itself. And that's always been on the roadmap as well from very early on, that we want to have this customizable home and land that you're going to have.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Good question. Okay, I think, thanks, TJ. I think that's it. Is there anything, Oscar or Zach? I know Zach already said his piece. Oscar, I know you're under the weather, so if you don't want to speak, don't speak. Just give me a sign on Twitter. Just give me a reaction or whatever. Is there anything that you wanted to say before we go? I'm getting all the reactions from Zach and none from Oscar. Okay, I'm going to assume that Oscar doesn't have anything to say. I know he's a bit under the weather, so speaking is not.
I got you back, Dev. You wanted a reaction, I gave you 5.
Okay, guys, so we'll finish off by just saying thank you, everyone, for joining. Great questions, great AMA as usual. And as Paolo said, there will be a giveaway starting on our official Twitter account. So please keep an eye on that right after the AMA, because we'll be dropping that giveaway very soon.
Thank you, Dev. Thank you for instilling confidence.